Right here.
Let's take a look at the door panel. With that done, what did you do?
I cut a lot of pieces.
I see that.
Exactly. Big pieces in the bottom side, because you go around the whole door panel. This is really hard to do, you know, but little by little we finish it.
Looks very nice.
And in the top we're gonna put the factory one.
That actually did a pretty good job.
Yes, they did.
To recap, what we have is the factory insulation, which is about a 1-inch thick piece of insulation. Then we have the foam, the butyl, the aluminum on this, and then on the door itself, full baked potato on both front and rear, covered. This one's not done yet. That one's clearly done. The next speaker on the list to address is this little small one here on the door. This has a mid-range that is located right here. We need to make our mid-range fit these same brackets. Let's head over to the bench and we'll take a look at what we'll be putting in and our plans for making a bracket. These are the Brax ML3 80mm 4-ohm speakers. This particular one is serial number 1287. Comes in the same wood crate. In the top here, remove this piece of foam. This will get you access to your owner's sheet. Has the same information as the previous set. And also, if you need grills, there is an option. They are the MR3s. Folding it over on the back gives us our schematic along with all our specifications. And of course, their certificate of ownership signed by Heinz and Julian, and stating the serial number for this set of speakers. In the box itself with the speakers, after removing this top piece of foam, there is an Allen key as well as a bag of Allen screws. The speakers themselves are miniature versions of the 6-inch. Same rubber surround, same interesting style cone. However, when you get to the back, you'll notice it has this really cool round shape to it. And then the Allen screws will also work here in the speaker terminals, which are designed to come at it this way and not this way. The task at hand is to make this speaker fit where this speaker was. And when you compare the two in size, our speaker is smaller as far as the diameter goes, which is great. This will fit in there right into the factory hole. We are going to have to make this back piece here in several layers and make that sandwich into place and screw in. However, we also have to keep an eye on how high they are, meaning this speaker can't get much deeper than this one or it won't fit in the car. Fortunately, our speaker is lower than the highest point, which is this, and that will give us enough room to mount this the way I want to mount it, with an 8-inch bottom plate and then some 1/4 inch on the back, making it a nice rigid mount. We could make this the same technique we did on the previous speaker where we took it over to the router. However, with something this size, this is going to be made on the laser. We're going to flatbed scan this speaker in and print out our new brackets to mount this. You can import it into the software that I'll be using, which is a software called Amadine. It's an inexpensive app you can get on the Apple Store. What we need to do is scale this image to this speaker. Zooming in, looking at this, we can see that the circumference of this speaker did scan well. With some calipers, measure the outside, draw a circle, stroke, not fill. Make sure that the maintain proportion is on and you choose the center expansion point. And now we can scale up our image, slowly dragging it to that circle. I also like to change the color to a brighter color that's easier to see. Once you have that to the appropriate scale, start adding in features like the little corner holes here and here. We'll start with a box, just our corners, make them more round. Zooming in and out will make our lives easier. One thing I almost forgot to do was add my crosshairs. We'll need this when we need to go and add in our cutout for the speaker. Now if we do that after the scissors, it's going to lose the ability to do that properly. And that gets us our first corner piece. It does have a little bit of rounding here that I want to get rid of. The next step is finding out how big our circles are here. Now, these are oblong, but for the speaker we're adding, that is not going to be a problem. Once we have that one corner, we can copy that corner to the other three because they're basically the same. And that gives us our basic shape. The next step is to get our measurement for the face diameter here, because our bracket this is going to set on top of it. We need to make sure we're outside of the movement of the surround. And this is what we've come up with. The blue layer, the speaker is going to sit on top of, just like this. The green layer is a spacer that is going to be the same thickness as the speaker itself. And then the red layer is going to be a back bracket. And the three layers will come together to make a mount that this can then sit in and attach to the factory screw provisions that this has. Make a nice rigid mount for this to sit in the car on. Next step is to get this over to the Glowforge, get it printed out, and then we'll take a look at it. Here are the three pieces now that they're cut out. The reason why this is white is this is a little bit thicker material. This will sit on it just like this, and that will give us our mount that can go down and attach to the factory screws. This piece will go on it next, followed by the back plate. And that will lock this speaker into this, giving it a nice rigid mount into the car. We'll use some Allen screws with nut and bolts, not the ones that they come with, because we're gonna need a nut and bolt to sandwich this all together. And with some foam added to the front, this is our finished product. It'll screw down into the factory, just like so. And with this done, I can get it over to Fernando, and he can get this bolted up to the door, and we get the door panel back on. And just like that, one door is all back together.